Previously, Yuya saved his siblings, so they bent to their knees and started apologizing. Now, Yuya's courage and bravery encourage him to explore every place. Therefore, he is about to explore the dangerous area to meet Sage-san. Just as he stands before the door, he remembers what the Knight of the Princess said about it. He warned him to be cautious because wandering in that area is too dangerous. It's full of monsters, and not just that, he would have to fight several monsters at once. No other region is full of dark areas like this one. Furthermore, every monster inhabiting it made it notorious for danger. Monsters around here attack in a herd that can take down an entire city quickly. But Yuya has to do what he is coming for. He wants to reach Sage-san, so he opens the mysterious door with the keys in his hand. After setting his foot in the door, he reaches in the middle of a dark forest. Although Yuya has leveled up his skills, he is yet to be trained to fight and defeat higher level monsters. Just as he starts walking, he hears a dog's barking. Yuya turns his face around to look for the dog. He finds out that the poor dog is afraid of a mighty ogre, who is about to kill it with extreme torture. Yuya turns on the screen to assess Ogre's skill level. It's a 20,000 attack, and Yuya knows he is still weaker to defeat him. He wants to save the dog, but at his current skill level, he is sure that Ogre would easily smash his body and kill him. Thinking that he is about to leave, where Ogre is beating the dog, Ogre puts his heavy feet over the dog's body and presses it so hard on it. He is sweating from fear as he has stumbled upon a situation he is not ready to face. He turns around to leave the place, but suddenly Yuya remembers that his grandfather always sees good in him. He trusted that Yuya would always do the right thing. His grandfather would never have turned his back on a poor animal needing help. So, he puts aside his whims and musters all his courage to attack the ogre. He takes out his most lethal weapon from his magical sack and begins advancing towards the ogre. Putting all his focus on the ogre, he attacks him from behind. With his one swing of the sword, he kills the ogre immediately and disappears in a minute. Yuya watches around, because it's unbelievable that he has killed a strong ogre with a quick strategy and focus. He giggles at his unexpected win, but feels embarrassed that he was shouting and yelling when he attacked the ogre. Yuya is still convinced that he is still a newbie. He can't fight and defeat in a quick attack on a giant ogre. He doubts that the new weapons from Sage-san had some unique capabilities to take down the mighty enemy, but he still doesn't want to leave him alone in the dangerous dark jungle. With a reluctant tone, he asks Dog if he is lost, so he can reunite him with the family. But Dog denies it. When Yuya asks if his parents have left him, he sadly puts down his face. Yuya understands the situation now. That little dog wants to be taken care of, so he asks him if he wants to live with him. He smiles and immediately nods his head yes, extremely surprised that the little dog has survived in the dark jungle. Yuya opens his screen to watch out for Dog's skill level. Owning a monster like it can also add many points to Yuya's skill level, so he is more interested in making him his ally. Yuya is stunned to see that Dog has 500 skill level. After Yuya decides to make this dog his ally, he now wants to name him. Owing to his charcoal dark fur shade, Yuya names him Knight. He is so happy when Yuya calls him by a new name. He jumps over him and hugs him. Now that Yuya has defeated a big ogre, his level should be increased. But when he looks at the screen to check his level, he feels sad that he is still on the same level. Yuya returns from the other world through the same door, taking the little dog with him. He gets ready for school and leaves the dog at his home. In the classroom, many classmates discuss how his new pet was and from where did he get it. They ask all types of questions, but Kita gets most excited. She jumps near Yuya's desk, asking about the new pet, and wants to see the picture. Seeing Kita is so close to him, Yuya feels shy and asks her to step aside, and he will tell them the details. Kita feels so embarrassed that she turns her gaze toward another direction, while Yuya reminds her that he has no smartphone, so it's not possible that he would show them the pet dog's picture. His friends know that Yuya is an unusual person, but they still can't help to ask him why it is difficult to manage everything without a phone. But Yuya tells them he never felt the need to get on for himself until now. He wants to buy a few things for Knight, therefore, his friends guide him to the address of a pet shop. They also tell him about a pet hospital where he can get complete checkup of his pet, but he wants someone with sufficient pet knowledge to go with him and help him buying food for Knight. All the boys excuse him for not being able to go with him, because they have pre-planned what they are going to do today. Kita knows it's a golden opportunity to spend time with Yuya and raises her hand to accompany him to market. He feels so thankful to her, but Kita giggles as she considers this little trip to a pet shop's her first date with Yuya. He returns home and shouts Knight's name. Knight jumps into his arm. He is happy that Yuya is back with him. He shows what he has brought for Knight with Kita's assistance. It's a collar and a strip that Knight would have to wear walking outside. He adjusts the collar as per Knight's neck size, so he would not feel snug in his neck. Yuya decides to give Knight his first walk outside. They go out in the street, and the chicks whisper in each other's ears that Yuya is damn cute. They can't resist watching him walking with his dog. Walking on the street, many middle-aged men greet him. For the first time anyone has said hello to him, he gives all the credit to Knight's cute companionship. Because of him, people watch him with love and respect. Going along the road, someone calls Yuya's name. He looks at who is there and gets excited to see his friend Kaori standing before him. Kaori greets him and wants him to introduce his new friend. Yuya happily breaks the news that he is Knight and has officially become a new family member. Kaori adores little pets, hence she seeks permission from Yuya to pat on Knight's cute body. She puts her hands over Knight's fur and finds it so smooth and lovely. She wants to know about the breed of his pet, but since Yuya has brought the Knight from the world inside the secret door, so he does not know much about it, and reluctantly replies that Knight was a street-wandering pet. He wanted a companion, so he decided to bring him home. Kaori admires that Knight's behavior is so good for a new pet. She can't believe an ordinary pet can be such a nice one. Standing there, a beautiful and tall girl calls Yuya she is Mu. Yuya introduces Mu and Kaori to each other and tells Kaori that Mu is a professional model. Everyone walking around them is already in awe of how handsome Yuya is. He was already standing with one pretty girl. Now, a beautiful girl had joined them. Mu feels uneasy with how everyone is looking at them, so she tries to wind up their conversation. She asks him if he would be out walking his dog more so often, so they would be able to see each other more. Yuya promises her that they will keep seeing each other. She says goodbye and leaves instantly, because she didn't like how people started gathering around her. Kaori feels intense jealous watching him and Mu quiet in a friendly conversation with each other. She could not hold herself and asks if Yuya would make Mu his girlfriend. He is shocked at Kaori's wrong judgment. Besides every change in Yuya's body, he still lacks confidence, so he shares that Mu is so out of his league. Kaori screams with surprise that he is unaware that he is so handsome. Suddenly they hear a scream nearby. A thief has stolen the handbag of someone, but no one has still started running after him. The bag owner shouts for help, and Yuya tells Knight to run after the thief. He immediately reaches the old lady sitting on the road, worried about her bag. Just then Yuya watches that Knight has captured the thief from a distance. He tries to set himself free, but the grasp of Knight is so strong. Ultimately, the thief opens his arms and runs away. The thief attacks with a knife and runs toward Yuya. Kaori is so frightened by the situation that she puts her hands over her eyes. But Yuya firmly holds the thief's hands. He throws the knife from his hand and ties them to his back. Everyone gathers around Yuya and claps for his brave attempt to catch the thief, and he saved the purse of an old lady. Kaori is so happy that Yuya has saved her once again like before. She thanks him with a deep sense of gratitude. Scene changes when Yuya once again travels to the deepest area of the jungle. A lot of monsters and ogres attack him. He successfully blocks their attacks and kills them with his special weapon. Suddenly a bright eyes ogre comes out of a den and shouts. Knight comes running close to it and jumps over it. He not only fights but also removes a part of the meat from the body of ogre, making him disappear from the earth like it is never here. Going ahead in the jungle, Yuya comes across a reindeer and reads its stat. To his surprise, this ordinary-looking reindeer has a very high level. His level tells that it will use magic, too, during a fight. They can't go ahead without killing reindeer, so he loudly calls upon Knight and attacks the reindeer with full force. Knight jumps over the reindeer and grabs its colorful horn. As soon as he grabs them, they start emitting rays. Suddenly a lot of rays emit from the horns, and the reindeer sits down. Just then Yuya comes with his spear and kills him with it. Reindeer disappear from the jungle like colorful confetti. Then again, he resumes his journey in the dark and dangerous jungle. He comes across several beautiful cubes. When he inspects it with his magical screen, he discovers it can expand into a bath set. He wants to use it and likes its beauty, but the whole area was dangerous, so he packs the bath set again. He takes it along with him to his home. Once he returns home, Yuya opens the bath set again, expands it into a pool, and takes a good bath. He is relaxing in the warm bath with Knight when someone attacks him. He gets dressed at once and asks Knight to get ready. Yuya grabs his sword, but the attacker injures his cheek. Telling stats of the enemy, he encourages Knight to fight with bravery. The opponent has 610 level. Yuya throws his spear and kills the enemy, who disappears momentarily. After that, he expects that his level has increased, but to his dismay, he is still standing at level 240. His stats are slowly increasing. Watching Knight's stats, he understands their stats will increase only slightly after each fight. Afterwards, they keep moving into another world. Walking down an alley, the fire lights up automatically. They reach a strange valley and watch a corpse. Suddenly, Knight shows him a book that looks so ancient. A strange man appears in a room with a big shroud over his head. He wants a monster to do a little task for him. Monster agrees, but it will cost him something. Watch this left video if you have missed part 4, and subscribe to Annie Summary for more anime recaps.